Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaitlyn and this is all about my journey to becoming a single mom by choice. If you're new here, I am 35 and I am undergoing IUIs right now. I just had my third IUI 10 days ago and so I'm 10 DPO today and my fourth cycle, but third IUI. I did have a cycle get canceled because I had COVID. So we are restarting. Unfortunately, this cycle, my doctor increased my meds of my letrozole from 2.5 milligrams to 5 milligrams. I ended up producing a lot more follicles than what we had hoped. When I went in for my day 8 and 9 monitoring, I had 4 follicles that we were measuring, and in order to hopefully help prevent multiples, we ended up triggering early. So my largest follicle when I triggered this time was 17.6. So there is a chance that it grew a little bit larger. I'm trying to stay hopeful, but obviously at the same time, I know that my follicles were larger on my other 2 cycles that I did. My lining was still in good shape. I had an 8.4 millimeter lining when I triggered on the last time. So we are just waiting and seeing. I know it's still very early. I did take a test yesterday. My trigger is completely out of my system. The backdrop is a little different. I am actually in Florida for a work training for the next 2 days, and I will be back on Thursday night. So lots of exciting things happening. I'm just busy trying to keep my mind off of everything. I had a big party at my home this past weekend, which was really nice. I had about 30 people over and we had a great time. This upcoming weekend, I am getting together with a Single Moms by Choice group in the DC area that I've met a great group of girls. And it's great to have that support system of people that are going through the same thing. But I did already pee on the stick for the pregnancy test, and I'm just crossing my fingers that this cycle works. I do have a call scheduled with my doctor on Friday morning just to see what's next. I'm kind of torn as to where my heart is lying. Part of me would like to just do another IUI because honestly, I don't really feel like any of these IUIs have gone like textbook. My first 2 IUIs I triggered and then had my IUI the very next morning because I did start to ovulate on my own, and then had a canceled cycle, and then this past cycle triggered early because I had too many follicles. So I don't really feel like any cycle has been textbook, where I would like to go back to my old protocol, which I think that is the plan, of 2.5 milligrams of letrozole and also increased monitoring. So going on day 8 for monitoring, just because I do tend to ovulate a little bit early and I don't want to miss the timing of it. I do think we timed this cycle appropriately where the sperm were there and then I ovulated because I felt the cramping and the pain in my right side, because my right ovary seems to be the one that's always producing the follicles. So right ovary was definitely cramping. A few hours after the IUI, it was no longer cramping. So I do know that I probably timed it correctly. It's just a matter of if the follicle was large enough to sustain a pregnancy. My other option is to thaw the 7 eggs that I have frozen right now, and to see if I can get any embryos out of those 7 eggs. I know that's probably very unlikely because there's only 7. Probably only 5 will survive the thaw, and then who knows how many of those are going to actually fertilize, and then I would do PGT testing on them. So I just don't know if it's worth the $8,000 to thaw and fertilize those 7 eggs, or if it makes more sense just to jump into, my clinic has a guaranteed program. It's very expensive, but basically it guarantees you a live birth after 6 cycles or your money back. So that doesn't cover your PGT testing, doesn't cover your anesthesia, doesn't cover your meds, but at least it gives me like some peace of mind that I will ultimately get pregnant. Little frustrated because that's the route I wanted to go at the beginning of this, and he meaning the doctor, is the one who convinced me to do IUIs because my AMH looked good. I had both tubes open. I had nothing really showing that I had any fertility issues. I was just single and didn't have a man. However, 3 cycles in, still not pregnant. Kind of makes me think that maybe I do need to go to IVF. But I guess we'll just have to take it one day at a time. So it has been 5 minutes of me talking, but I did take this earlier. Still looks very negative. I kind of thought I might be able to see a faint line, but I know it's hard to see with the glare, but it is still early, so I'm not totally panicked. And I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. So I am, like I said, in Florida and testing here, so I'm going to do my best to get this video uploaded, and we have a dinner tonight and all the things. So bear with me while I'm traveling, but things will kind of get back to normal when I get home on Thursday night and Friday. So thanks again for following along, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.